What kind of an impact could people feel because of the 0.25% rate cut this week?
Well, the rate cut is definitely going to help with borrowing costs. It's going to lower borrowing costs eventually. It also lowers saving rate. So you will see some of it impact, but the impact will be mostly felt on variable rates. So that's credit cards, auto loans. That's where you're going to see it first.
Well, you maintain there's some simple ways that we can ease anxiety over finances, even maybe find some cash.
So when you talk about shrinking debt, people are like, well, how? I don't have any money. I need to get some money to do that. And so let's start there. Start by finding some extra cash. Make the budget, figure out what your monthly income is, track your expenses to see what you can cut, and then figure out the things that you can cut.
That's scary for a lot of people.
It is scary, but there are other things that you can do. There's stuff that you might have around the house, appliances, clothes, other things that you may want to sell. There are also limiting your credit card debt and just using cash, just using your debit card on your phone for a week. You'll just see how much you might save by not doing that impulse buy with a credit card. And also think about what you can do to get that side job and do something to make some extra cash.
A little side hustle.
Little side hustle will help, for sure.
So those are some great everyday tips, but when it comes to lowering our credit card debt, how do we do it?
Well, once you have that extra cash, you can put it toward the debt. But the one thing that you may want to try to do, yes, the Federal Reserve has lowered rates, but have you asked the card company whether they can lower your rate? Surveys show that many people who do that actually get a lower rate. So it doesn't hurt to just ask and find out if you can get a lower rate. Setting auto payment for your payments and more than the minimum balance due is going to be a way that you're slowly going to eat away at that debt too.
Okay.
And putting it on autopilot, don't have to think about it. 0% interest credit cards, those introductory offers that allow you to do a balance transfer. You may have to pay a fee, 3 to 5%, but the idea of being able to pay 0% interest for 12 to 21 months, that's a great way to really focus on paying down that debt. Don't use that card. Use that card just to put the balance transfer on and then pay it off in full by the time that interest rate goes from 0 to perhaps as high as 20.
Can you break down the math for us to show us how beneficial that is?
So maybe if you had, say, a transfer that you were doing about $6,000 in a transfer, and you had 15 months for it to be covered, then you might be able to, with a 0% interest rate, then you might be able to have monthly payments of $400 a month over 15 months. That way you'd be sure to pay that off.
And that pays it off and it's done.
And pay it off and it's done.
Okay. Just don't use
so we
it.
talked about credit card debt. Let's talk about homeowners who are looking to save right now.
Yes, you want to maximize your mortgage as best you can. Some people think that biweekly payments, if they can afford that in their budget, that's a good way to make
kind of knock it down.
Knock it down a little bit. I love this idea of rounding up. Because, you know, it might just be $75, but over time, that rounding up can make a difference. You can refinance if you can find a lower rate and it makes sense.
Okay.
It might be difficult right now for some people to do that, and shortening the loan term is another way to make sure that you're maximizing your mortgage. And think about whether or not there are going to be any prepayment penalties if you do decide to pay something off.
And what if you're looking for a little breathing room, let's say, to better manage like a car loan or a student loan? What would you say?
Well, with a car loan and with a student loan, I think we want to go to this one. With the student loan, with the car loan, you want to make sure that you can really afford this car. And if you can't sell it, trade it in, get a cheaper car with lower payments and work that way. If you really are in financial hardship, ask for a loan modification. Some lenders will allow you to do that. And in terms of student loan debt, those income-driven repayment plans are really great because you're paying based on your income. You don't have any income right now, you don't make a payment right now. So that's something that you really want to look at. Go to studentaid.gov to find the right payment plan for you for your federal loans. And then for private loans, you may want to refinance. You do not want to refinance your federal loans into private loans because federal loans have more protections. But it is something to consider.
Okay.
Great tips.
Wow. Yeah.